Hi everyone, Phoofie here. Today I want to talk about managing stress in a way that honors both your personal and professional commitments, but also your own personal well-being. Remember, setting healthy boundaries isn't just about saying no, it's about creating space for your best yes. I'd like to start with emphasizing that you can learn to say no in a manner that comes across as purring, not hissing. It doesn't have to be a battle. You just need to stay calm and not confrontational. If you're guilty of people pleasing, whether at work with your boss or within your circle of family and friends, you probably tried to say no in the past. What likely happened when you didn't jump the instant folks snapped their fingers probably got you the backlash you were not expecting or desiring. And if you tried the tack of marching in like General Patton, I'm sure you definitely incited a battle, and as a result, you probably wound up giving in. Don't worry, that was just a lesson learned on how not to retrain the dragons around you. While being dog-like and pleasant gets you through a lot of potential rough patches, there is a time and place for attack dog mode, and there is also a time and place for addressing other people's behavior issues by going into cat mode, where you purr instead of hiss. Just like positive reinforcement works best when training your pet, trust me when I say that purrs go a lot farther than hissing when it comes to changing human behavior. Humans who don't protect their time and energy just wind up getting burned out. Plain and simple. It's great for my dog friends to be super agreeable, but people are not dogs. If other people keep piling more demands on top of demands, how is the human supposed to take care of their own self? If they were a dog, they would wind up biting. The solution for correcting other people's intrusive behavior so that you are able to protect your own sanity is to be more like a cat, purring, slow blinks of the eye to show acknowledgement, and most importantly, not apologizing for it. Too many of you often cave at the first sign of backlash. Let's work on changing that today, shall we? The purpose of setting any boundary with others is resetting their expectations of you. You've done a fantastic job of training other humans to dump their stuff on your lap whenever they feel like it, be that work they don't want to do, drama they want to unload, or anything that really should fall under a new category we're going to call not my problem. The mental reset I want to share with you is that the word no coming out of your mouth should not be seen by you as being combative. Saying no is actually a very loving word, self-loving. It indicates having respect for yourself and your limitations. It means closing a door to taking on more than you want or can handle. And just because other humans may frown when you use that word on them does not mean it is at all a bad or combative word. At first, when you start saying no, people may get a little pushy, literally, as in they are used to pushing the yes button and it was always working before, so they push it even harder now because, well, it always used to work. When the yes machine is suddenly blinking busy, they just push harder. That's human nature. We have to deal with that. And knowing this, you can keep your sense of humor by picturing them out in the hallway banging on a vending machine. Now I'll focus on how to apply this. The way you can begin training others to accept your no is by giving them a reason that reflects your acknowledgement of what they have presented to you, but does not result in you taking on the task of handling their issue for them. Mirroring what is presented from a boss or coworker might be telling them, I see that this task is important, and because I want it done well, I can't take it on right now while I'm finishing this other project. This this way, you're making it clear that you are not refusing to help, just that you are valuing quality over their chaos. A boss or coworker who wants you to stop everything to do their bidding just because it's their whim of the moment falls under the category of a behavioral issue that is not your problem to fix. Managing their bad behavior is what you can do, not fix it. Mirroring what is presented in social and family situations might be telling them, I love you and I want to support you, but I'm at my limit today, so I'm going to sit this one out. You aren't abandoning anyone. You are just moving out of the way of the drama so you don't get stepped on. Why? Because it's not your problem to fix. Remember that if you jump every time they whistle, they'll never stop whistling, because that is how you train them. Sliding the brakes into the equation might make them whistle louder at first, but if you stay consistent, showing them that your energy is a limited, precious resource, they will eventually learn to respect your insisting on saying no. They might not like it, but they'll eventually respect it. Eventually. Don't be surprised if they try to accuse you of being difficult, but that tantrum is on them. Remember, you train them to be the button pushers, and it always worked before. Think of it as your internal computer system has been upgraded, and you do not have to go back to the old operating system. Being consistent in calm deflection of their bringing everything to you to solve will eventually retrain them to either handle it themselves or else seek out someone else willing to allow the dump on them. Overall, consistency in gently changing their expectations will result in you being a much calmer human. Let's talk now about how to apply this in a practical, doable manner. When family pushes back, it's often by trying to guilt you. They'll say, but you always do this for us. Or, but we were counting on you. My advice is stop taking that bait. Don't get loud. Don't over-explain. Go with repeating your no gently like a broken record, keeping it warm and understanding, but firmly not changing your stance. Say, I know I've always done this in the past, and I'm sorry if it's causing a pinch now, but I've realized I have to change how I manage my time and energy so I don't burn out. You can understand that, right? Ending with a question turns it back onto them, so keep that little psychology trick with you at all times. You are not accusing, you are not blaming. You are simply stating self-respect for yourself and what you are capable and willing to take on. If they keep pushing, just repeat the same phrase. No attitude. Stay calm, warm, and purring without being phony. Your strength is demonstrated by coming through quietly, not wrapped in emotional drama. And in this way, you are not at all being mean. You are being clear. And clarity is a gift, even if the recipient doesn't like the gift at first. Now, as to handling your boss, you can't exactly just walk away when your boss is barking orders, so let's apply the mirroring and response to that. Instead of your refusal to work yet more overtime or pick up the slack from other co-workers, offer a solution-based no. Remember my saying to state your case and end with a question? It comes into play here also. If your boss pushes back on your boundary, turn it into a priority puzzle for them to solve. Instead of saying you won't or can't do something, phrase it in appropriate work-centric gift wrap. Say, I want to make sure the high-priority projects on my desk now get my best energy. If I take this new task on, Which of my current tasks should I move to the back burner to make room? If they are ambivalent, be specific, like, should I set aside the Smith project or the Jones project to do the Gold project first? If they give you an answer, follow up with, okay, thanks, I appreciate that. And you'll speak to them to let them know about the change, correct? In other words, you set it up for them to choose. You are inviting them to see the limits of your time and energy, and they need to be a big boy or girl and make a decision. You're not saying that you're lazy, but that you are a professional with limited surface area. It's hard for a boss to be mad at you for wanting to protect the quality of your work that reflects on them. So let's look at the timeline of how you can retrain these dragons in your life. The hardest part of retraining other humans is going to be the first few weeks. People will test that new fence you put up to see if it's real. But if you stay calm like a cat watching a bug through a window, eventually they'll stop pawing at you. They will accept the new self-respecting you, even if it's begrudgingly on their part. The best part is that those who truly love you will actually be relieved because they'll realize they're finally getting the real you and not the exhausted one. One final note of advice is to keep your sense of humor as best you can. If the button pushers see that they are getting under your skin, oh, they will just push harder, trying to get that yes machine to do what they want it to do again. Don't succumb. Stay calm and keep purring. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like on our videos and subscribe to our channel, please. We'll be back soon with more virtual emotional support. I'm Phoofie, and I'll see you next time on the Sunshine Virtual ESA podcast.